Saludos amigos y amigas y colegas de la industria de seguros de Puerto Rico, Estados Unidos y el mundo entero. Mi nombre es Ariel Rivera y yo soy tu anfitrión de Fun Insurance Solutions. Antes de comenzar este gran episodio, quiero darle las gracias a nuestros auspiciadores, Viva Virtual Assistant, tus asistentes virtuales al alcance de tu mano, Lightspeed Voice, tu solución de telefonía para una comunicación efectiva con tus clientes, y Agency Zoom. Agency Zoom es un sistema de manejo de clientes, un Customer Relationship Management que te ayuda a automatizar mensajes de textos y correos electrónicos con tus clientes. Así que gracias a nuestros auspiciadores. Para más información sobre ellos, visita nuestra página de Facebook Fun Insurance Solutions. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fun Insurance Solutions. My name is Ariel Rivera, and I am your host of Fun Insurance Solutions. Today, we have an amazing episode with a good friend, a dear colleague, and somebody I very much respect and admire. Her name is Miss Brenda Sells from the one and only United States Virgin Islands. Brenda is the mother of 2 girls and 1 boy. She's been a single mother in the insurance industry, and she's been a very force, right, in the USVI throughout the years for everyone around the insurance industry. More importantly, Brenda has won a couple of awards from the National Association of Professional Insurance Agents, as well as from the National Alliance for Insurance Education. I have been honored and blessed to actually be her mentor when she became a CISR faculty member, the Certified Insurance Service Representative Program. And with no further introduction, because you're going to listen all about her, please welcome Brenda Sells. Brenda, how you doing?
Hi, Ariel. I'm great. How are you?
I am doing great. It is so good to see you. COVID has not let us see each other in a while. So, I'm happy. Things are moving forward, and hopefully sometime soon, we actually get to all be together again. So welcome. Thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you so much for that auspicious introduction. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, that it's more than very well deserved. So don't even worry about that. So listen, Brenda, before I start every show, I make a couple of questions, but I want to make a special question to you. Now, let's assume it's Friday. You had an amazing week, right? And everything went perfectly. You closed all the new business and deals that came your way. And, you just want to sit back, 7 o'clock, relax. I know you like dancing, but let's just say you want to relax. What would be your drink of choice? It could be either beer, wine, rum, water, tea. We have tea. What would you choose then?
Moscato. That's my favorite.
Moscato.
Yes, definitely. I find that helps me unwind, after a hard day at work. And
Okay.
I don't have a lot of moments like that actually, because I go from one job, one full-time job,
Okay.
and then I work on my individual businesses for like 4 hours every day after. So I am like a workaholic. I really don't take breaks, which is not good, but I
know. Yeah, I love what I do too. And I know you're an entrepreneur, and you've been a professional for many years. So I can tell you're a hustler. You can hustle. There you go. Good job. So listen, Brenda, I want to talk a little bit about you, and I want to learn your story. In Spanish, we call it El Baúl de los Recuerdos. In English, will be something like, let's go down memory lane. Let's open, your memory trunk and see, all about Brenda and how you became an insurance professional like you are right now.
Okay, wow, that's all. I've been in the insurance industry for 28 years, so I'll try my best to keep it at a minimal synopsis.
No, don't worry. I want to hear all about it, and I'm sure all our listeners want to too.
Okay, well, I started in the insurance industry 28 years ago by chance, not by choice. I don't think anybody currently in the insurance industry grows up thinking that they want to become an insurance agent or adjuster or any other position within our industry. I actually answered an ad in our local daily news for a customer service rep. And I actually wanted to become a writer. I'm a very good writer. I wanted to work at our local newspaper here called the Virgin Islands Daily News. And I submitted my application there, but I did not have my sample writing from my school because I forgot them in my aunt's apartment in Ohio. So I ended up answering an ad in the Virgin Islands Daily News for an agency named Insurance Unlimited. And I just said, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to get the job because I don't have any previous insurance experience. But to my surprise, I did. And I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, I don't know anything about the insurance industry. And the person interviewing me, I remember her name, Mary Lideker. And she was like, oh, that's no problem. You know, we hire people from college or sometimes straight out of high school, and we can teach you. And you have all the other skills that are necessary, like critical thinking skills and writing skills, you know, that are necessary, and math skills that are necessary to do the job. And so that's how I actually got started within the insurance industry.
Wow, that's amazing. It impresses me two things. Usually, I mean, I don't have those numbers correctly, but I'm pretty sure I would say 75, maybe around 85% of all of us in the insurance industry, we're here either by luck or chance. Very few either inherit the business or the agency, and you have a family member, saying to your ear all the time, like, hey, you should be in insurance. That's like, it almost never happened. People say you should be a doctor, you should be a lawyer, you should be an accountant and all that. But it also impresses me. And I want to say congratulations and thank you for that person who trusted you, in all of this, because I have the philosophy, and I know many people and other agency owners do as well, of saying, listen, there's certain skills that you need for insurance, but insurance you can teach. You can always teach, home, auto, commercial, and all that. That is teachable. But the other skills of customer service or of being able to talk in public with different people, network around, usually that's very hard to teach. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's really good people and coaches out there that they will teach you to do it. But when I see those traits and talents, that's usually an easy hire, because the insurance part, I'll take care of it and I'll teach it for them. So, and then I wanted to know, throughout the years, how do you end up in Theodore and Tunick? Talk to us a little bit about that agency, which I know is the largest one in St. Thomas and St. Croix.
Right, definitely. So I actually was working at a wholesale MGA before going to Theodore Tunick and Company called Red Hook Agencies. And I love underwriting. I love critical thinking. I love rating. I'm actually an encyclopedia of insurance ISO codes for liability exposure. So a lot of my colleagues come to me and they ask me, well, Brenda, can you give me the code for, let's say, dwelling? And I can say, well, it's 63011, the dwelling one family. I just love the underwriting portion of it. But then I got the feeling like I wanted to do something different. I wanted to interact with people more. And as a wholesale MGA, I was not. Our customers were primarily retail insurance agents that we did business via email or telephone or by fax. So I wanted to just experience a different part of the insurance industry, even though I came from a personal line CSR background, that I had a lot of property and casualty commercial underwriting exposure. I wanted to do something within the commercial lines industry and serve people. So I decided to leave there. And so I applied for Theodore Tunick and Company and I got hired right away. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you have been there since when?
Oh my God, since May 31st, 2005. So I actually have a 16-year work anniversary coming up here.
Wow. Congratulations. That's definitely a milestone.
Thank you. Thank you
did
so
really,
much.
really good. And you know what? I remember talking to you about this when you wanted to start teaching the CISR program for the National Alliance. And I was so impressed. And I remember when I started, how the rating part of the commercial side of the business, it was done manually. So, I mean, and obviously I started, 2004. So it was done manually. by then, and I know at the United States Virgin Island, there's still a couple things that are done manually, not necessarily through
Yeah.
the system.
No.
So, I mean, talk to us about that. Guide us through that.
Okay, yeah. So we have a rating program that our agency actually developed for us for commercial auto risk. So we technically just plug in the prospect's name and our initials and the year, make, and model of the vehicle, and we pick which company and which limit of liability that we want to offer the client, and it actually populates and gives us the rate. So that was awesome. We do have that available to our agency. I'm not sure if
Nice.
that's available to other agencies or if they're doing the same thing. But prior to that, we were manually rating everything: auto exposures, property exposures, and liability exposures. So we are still manually rating property exposures at the
Okay. Wow.
moment, as well as liability exposures. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. No wonder they call you the encyclopedia. That's super interesting. That's awesome. And then how does the claim process works? I mean, obviously you are our sister island from Puerto Rico. And, you know, I know the claims process are a little bit different and they change between state to state. How does the claim process, or how involved do you get in the process when, you know, obviously when we get hit by hurricanes, so which we're going to get there.
Yes, but actually, I'm not hired as a claims assistant or a claims
Okay.
CSR. But in the event of a natural catastrophe, like we went through in 2017 for
Yep.
Hurricanes Irma and Maria, all of us chipped in. All
Yep.
of us
All hands
acted.
on deck. Yes.
All
Yeah.
hands on deck. Yes, I actually wrote up an article in PIA Connection regarding my experiences helping our claims department process thousands of claims, which we had
Mm-hmm.
here in the territory. Yes.
Yep. Oh
So
yeah.
when I was actually helping them, we were the frontline people. People came into our office. We had pre-printed loss entries for
Yep.
commercial auto, commercial property, and homeowners, and we would just fill out the form based on a person's information in our system, and we would give it to our claims, actually members of our department who were pulled from our department to be helping claims, and they would enter the information in our system, and then we would send that information to the claims adjuster assigned to the claim. So that's how it went. And it was a very long and involved process. And as you could imagine, because of the hurricane, there weren't many adjusters here. We used the local adjusters that were already on island. And when the other adjusters from like our Lloyd syndicates were able to come in, finally, they were able to pick up the other claims that weren't adjusted yet. So
yeah, it's crazy how similar it is actually to Puerto Rico, because we went through a similar process where it was mostly the client calling the agency, getting the claim report done, and then sending it to the carrier and working it through. And in most states, it's not like that. So the process is a little bit different. It amazes me all the time how much of I would not say maybe the back office, but how much of the work we as agencies or you as MGAs or wholesalers, we have to put in for the process to be done. But obviously, we're small islands. I'm sure you went through the struggles and the really hard times about no power, no water, no internet, no cell phone signal, and all that happened to us as well. So we had agencies that were members of PIA and friends of ours that I know they were without power for almost over a year. So everything was done manually. It's a very, very hard process and a very humbling experience.
yes,
It will
yes,
show you the way to insurance.
definitely. I mean, and your heart really breaks when you hear people come in, and they're like, well, I've lost everything. I've lost my home. I've lost my car. I've lost my business. I don't know what to do. Can you help me? How soon can I have my money? I need to relocate. I mean, it was very heartbreaking. heartbreaking for me. And so I was able to tap into that part of me that wants to help people because I love helping people.
Yep.
And I really saw the validity of my career in the insurance industry because that's what we're about, helping people in times of crisis.
Yes, I completely agree. And definitely we share the same DNA where, helping people is always our priority. And I know, we were raised that way and most of the insurance professionals are that way. And it was just devastating seeing, and we saw thousands of claims as well. And it was just horrible. People, losing their homes, losing their offices. I lost my agency, the whole thing. It went, basically it was inevitable. So it was a very, very hard moment. And thank you for bringing that up because I want to take this moment to actually let's help prepare other agencies and insurance professionals because we're about to start the hurricane season all over again. And I mean, already NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atlantic organization basically said it's going to be a very busy season. So for your fellow and colleagues in the United States Virgin Islands, and for every insurance agency and agent around the world, what are the biggest, I would say the three biggest tips you could give them to prepare for hurricane season, or even if not a hurricane season, for a disaster?
Okay, well, first of all, you have to take care of your own residence, your own life. If you don't do that, there's not much you can do mentally to help your clients. So I would say prepare your home for a natural disaster first. Make sure you're prepared with battery backup or extra lights, extra batteries. You have a generator. You have some type of emergency plan for you and your family at home first, before you take care of your customers. Secondly, I would say become prepared mentally. Even if you are going through something, you may have lost, you've had damage to your car, maybe you've had damage to your own home. You have to become mentally prepared to help your customers by putting your own issues and circumstances aside so that you can focus on them. Yes, definitely. And third, work the problem. You're going to have people that come into your agency. They're going to be devastated. They're going to be like, can you please help me? Be empathetic. Use empathy. Put yourself in that person's shoes and let them know, okay, I understand completely, especially if you've had some damage too. You can say, well, I've had damage too, and I completely understand. I'm here to help you, and I'm going to help you push your claim through as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Wow, Brenda, I think you just gave probably the three biggest tips, recommendations, every agency, and it doesn't matter whether it's a hurricane or a blizzard or whatever happens around the country. It's amazing how you started. And I was a victim of that, by the way. So I always share my story where I got sick after Hurricane Irma and Maria. I got very sick. We were working 20 hours a day for 9 months. And then, my heart basically almost kind of stopped. So it was a very stressful moment. And I learned, and actually I developed a course, disaster preparedness course, because of that, on how to prepare your agency and yourself. Because you just said it perfectly. If you do not prepare yourself, you will not be ready for your customers because it's very overwhelming. Empathy and kindness will always be the most important thing because, and I always say this, what's little for you, it might be big for them. Or what's big for you, it might be little for them. So when you work in this scenario, which is very hard, it's a scenario very sad at the same time, having empathy towards both parts. So I always tell clients, and I remember saying things like, listen, when you sit down with the adjuster, please remember he or she might have also lost something. So he's right there at 7 o'clock in the morning, working and adjusting your claim, but maybe he slept without power. So he was sweating all night. He had to wake up, and luckily, if he had water, now he took a really cold shower, which sucks in the morning, and then now, so you come to work, you cannot, brew your own coffee in the morning. You got to find whatever you can get anywhere. So that person has also gone through something and something not nice. So using empathy and kindness is like, wow, thank you so much for reminding everyone, because it's something we tend to forget, because those are stressful time, and it's human nature for us to forget about them. It happens, and I mean, we get frustrated. It's part of the business. But at the end of the day, when our heart is set in the right place, we just want to help people. So that's awesome.
Exactly. And claims, I believe that should be your strongest department in your agency, because that's what they're there for. They want to know that you can help them in the event of a claim. I mean, it's easy to sit down and rate something. It's easy to have a conversation with someone to sell a policy. It's easy to talk to them if they need endorsements, but when it counts, it's during a claim situation. And if you can serve them to the highest possible standards during a claim situation, you will have a customer for life.
Oh, yes, I completely agree. And it's definitely, like you just said, it's the time that we get to prove ourselves,
Right.
and guide them and help them. And I know in other states it's a little bit different, that it might be the way that the carrier handles everything, but you can always be present to your client. So be present for them. And, maybe you would not have to work as much as we did in Puerto Rico or USVI, but you can always still be present for them, and that's what really counts. And there are states, especially around the Panhandle and the Gulf Coast, where you get tornadoes and things like that, and there are very scary stories. Which a hurricane I'm really afraid of, but we can prepare. Tornadoes you usually cannot prepare for. So I'm sure there's a lot of agencies out there that are going to relate to this. So Brenda, one more thing before we, I want to be very respectful of your time, but please, please, please talk to me a little bit more about your other businesses. I know you're doing insurance licensing, coaching, and a couple other things. I mean, I want to hear all about it.
Okay, well, I am the founder of Insurance Institute of the Virgin Islands, which is a nonprofit agency that helps people enter, sustain, and succeed in their insurance careers. I want people to know that the insurance agency exists. I don't want people, like young people especially, not to know that the insurance industry is very lucrative, and there are many, many fields and careers within the insurance industry that they can use their skills and abilities for, and their talents. And I thought back when I first started this nonprofit about my own career and just starting and not knowing anything. And I'm like, okay, I don't have anybody to show me what to do. Although I was taught the technical knowledge to do my job, I did not have anybody to help me throughout my career path. So it's a kind of hit and miss when you get into the insurance industry to actually find your niche there. And so I just happened to find my niche in education because I love teaching, I love coaching, I love training. And so I decided, well, I to do both. Where I am currently at Theodore Tunick, I'm doing sales and service, and I've decided to do consultation and coaching as well. So on top of having my own nonprofit, I actually am launching, and you're the first to know.
Nice.
I haven't even divulged this as yet. I haven't even launched it yet. I've just gotten my business license for my own coaching and training company called Ascend Coaching and Training Solutions.
Wow, and congratulations.
Yes, I'll be doing sales and service coaching. I will be doing several programs and offers. My Licensing Made Easy program will help individuals who want to successfully pass the property and casualty insurance examination on the first try.
Nice.
Can go through that program. And I also have another program for people. My Licensing Made Easy program is for people who have been in the insurance industry from 0 to 1 year. For people over 1 year to about 5 years, I have another program called the Six-Figure Insurance Agent. That program is going to show people how to pivot their insurance careers. I have a term called agentpreneur, and I use that term because I feel that every insurance agent should treat their careers as if it's their businesses, because people don't purchase from a company. people purchase from you as a person and an individual. And so I teach people in that program how to be visible experts, how to know what niche they want to be in, and to just focus on the technical knowledge for that niche, and to be known for something in the industry, like how I've become known for education here in the territory and abroad.
Wow,
so I'm excited.
That's awesome. I mean, you should be. I'm super excited. I got really excited when I created this podcast, and I was looking for similar things. And basically, it's funny, we share very similar ideas. Most of you have them for USVI, I have them for Puerto Rico, and then our markets are very similar. But at the end of the day, we just want people in the insurance industry to grow. I mean, grow, take their career to the next level. So congratulations. I am honored to be the first one to release it in the podcast. If that's fine, we can do it. If not, that's okay.
Fine.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, I mean, I know you have a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge to share. So I'm very happy for you. I'm sure you're going to do awesome. And by the way, the nonprofit, it's also a great idea and a great way for you to, keep paying it forward the same way. And right. I know you're motivated the same way I am. I teach insurance because I started not knowing anything, and I had a really rough time my first 5 years. And I rely on insurance education to grow and become, the insurance professional I am today. And every day I try to keep growing more and more. But that's why I teach. I came back to teach for the National Alliance just because I really want people not to go through many of the things that I went through because nobody told me anything. And I'm a firm believer of coaches and mentors. And listen, everybody needs one. Michael Jordan had Phil Mickelson. Kobe Bryant also had Phil Mickelson. So, and you can name it. There's plenty of amazing people out there, and they all have coaches and mentors. And I'm a believer of that. So congratulations, you're doing awesome.
Thank you. And it's the first ever in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I'm actually paving the road for insurance education here. So I'm very excited about that.
There you go. That's awesome. So does any of your kids, son or daughters, will like to come to the insurance industry? Would that be something? Is that a conversation you had with them, or?
Yes, my oldest daughter, I did have a conversation with her, and she saw how busy and how intense I was, always about my job. And she's like, Mom, I don't think I want to do that. I'm like, really? Because I used to bring her along, at my office sometimes. And she's like, Mom, it looks very stressful. And you're always busy and you're always being pulled in 10,000 different directions. I said, well, that's the fun of it.
Yeah, that's what keeps us young.
Get bored. But she's very creative. My kids are extremely creative. They're in the digital industry. My son is he graduated with an animation degree. Nice. And my oldest daughter does graphic arts design. And my younger daughter is an entrepreneur. She wants to start her own, what do you call it? Custom shoe industry.
Okay. Oh.
Custom shoes. Yes, custom shoes. So I'm very proud of them. I've always pushed them to be or do whatever they want to be. I don't ever want to push my my desires or my dreams on them. We're all here to fulfill our own purpose on our own time. So
nice. I completely agree. Let them be whatever they want to be and have fun, and whatever they can do as long as they do it right, and they help people at the end of the day. So that's awesome. That's very cool. Yes. So Brenda, usually people write me, text me, send me emails or messengers saying, listen, that was an awesome episode. I really want to connect with Brenda. Where can people connect with you, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook? What's your preference? Where can they connect with you?
I have several Facebook pages. One I haven't launched yet. One is my personal Facebook page at Brenda Sells.
Okay.
And I'm still developing my website for my new business. They can reach me on my Facebook page for Insurance Institute of the Virgin Islands.
Nice.
And my email address is Brenda Sells 2019 at iCloud.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Brenda. Oh my God, this has been such an awesome episode. I am really happy to have you here with me. And you know what?
Thank
I'm
you.
super excited for whatever you're doing. Hopefully, I mean, sometime soon. Come on. Hopefully, next summer we get to be together, and who knows? Maybe we can teach together too. So that'll be fun.
I know that would be awesome. Well, I'm actually still in training, Ariel. I'm not a faculty member yet because
Okay.
something keeps happening. When I
Okay.
started,
It's
it was the two hurricanes. Now it's
I
the pandemic. So it's just crazy. I know eventually I will be teaching liability CISR courses for the
yep, yep.
National Alliance, and it's on my to-do list for next year. And before
Perfect.
I go, I would like to leave your audience with three things. I want them to push themselves outside of their comfort zones. Don't ever be afraid to do more than you're sitting in your present career or industry doing. I want them to always think outside the box. Don't be limited in thinking that you're stuck where you are, because you're not. You're only limited in your mind, not in your position.
I
And
agree.
third, love what you do above all else.
Yep. Oh my God, that is so awesome. I could not think of a better ending to this episode than that. Thank you so much. Those are very inspirational words. And I wish you a wonderful, happy Memorial Day weekend where we remember our heroes. So I hope you enjoyed them with your family, and we will talk
Thank
soon.
you. All right,
Sure.
definitely. Thank
Be
you for having me,
be
Ariel.
well. Bye bye.